I'm going to do a quick video over love and the ego. And we'll start with the ego and what I believe the concept of it is. The ego is your self-worth, the value that you hold to yourself. And it's very important not to let your ego get too big. That is a truth I understand. However, it's also important not to deflate your ego like some people tell you to do. And there's a big contradiction with the word love, because love as we know it nowadays is a form of attachment. And I'll explain this here in a minute about how the two complement each other, love and ego. We are part of the Lord's creation. And being that we're part of the Lord's creation, we have to hold value over ourselves. Because if we have no value regarding ourselves, then we're denying the value of the Lord's creation. And love nowadays, it truly is. It's a form of attachment that people use, and they don't realize when they use that word, they're placing their value of their self on other people. So when somebody says things like, you should deflate your ego and disregard yourself as valuable, that's coming from someone who doesn't love their self. Someone who wants you to deflate your ego so you can place yourself below them, unwillingly, of course. Love in the Bible doesn't speak of a form of attachment. Love in the Bible is self-seeking. Because in order to love anyone else in this world, you do have to learn to love yourself. And how can you truly love yourself if you have no ego, if you don't hold yourself to a certain value, if you don't carry a certain self-worth about you? If you want to walk with the Lord, you've got to love yourself. It's that simple. And when people go around saying, I love you, and that's a big thing nowadays, is this love bomb, the love and light brigade. We love you. We love you. Let me ask you this. These same people follow a teacher who tells them to deflate their ego. So how can you love someone else when you don't even hold any value to your own heart? Does that make sense? And this is where the love and the ego complement each other. Because with self-seeking love, you have to have an ego. You have to give yourself value and credit. You have to hold yourself to a certain degree of worth. It's that simple. And there's a big contradiction there, you see. When someone tells you that your ego is destroying you, and then they turn around and say, but I love you. If you can't love yourself, but you're accepting someone else's love, then in a sense, you've let them attach themselves to you. They've got their hooks in. So if you're going to throw that word around, you got to make sure you love yourself first. That's very important. Again, and I'll say this, you are part of the Lord's creation. And what value do you have to the Lord if you don't love what He created? So yes, it's okay to have an ego, but only if you practice self-seeking love. Because if you have an ego and you don't love yourself, then yes, you're inflating yourself to a degree above what you stand for. And if you love someone else without an ego, then you're loving someone else without loving yourself. These are things that we have to keep in our heads. Don't let someone else tell you that your ego is too big. Someone that tells you that your ego is too big, they see the love that you hold inside yourself. They see the value that you hold to yourself. They see that you love yourself, and you have to love yourself before you can love anyone else. And they want to suck that joy right out of you. So when you follow a teacher that doesn't love himself, and then he attaches himself to you with a form of love, Not only is he deflating your ego, but he's also stealing your love. You guys love yourselves. Figure yourself out. Know yourself. You are valuable. Every single person that walks this earth has a value to him. Don't sell yourself short. Don't sell out to the wicked ones. Love yourself. Love the Lord. Love the creation you stand on, because it is the Lord. You guys have a good day.